ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new edition of the WB Weekly Report for Sunday, July the 16th, 2023. I'm your host, Tyler Peters. We've taken a little bit of a sabbatical, but we are at least back regarding this weekend. So let's get right to it, shall we? Let's discuss the top 5 pro wrestling headlines, meaning wrestling news stories. What's trending? And also, what's happening? That's a lot of questions. I hope we provide the answers. Coming in at number 1, could Jimmy Uso actually be swerving everybody by betraying his own sibling, his twin even, in Jay Uso? Sportskeeda published an article that has everyone buzzing, and it has a lot of fans changing their perspective on, is it possible, would be the question for Jimmy Uso to actually betray Jay at SummerSlam during the championship bout, where it would see Jimmy actually assist the Tribal Chief, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, alongside the wise man Paul Heyman. Also, next week, concerning Friday Night SmackDown on Fox, we're going to get a special Rules of Engagement Bloodline segment where Roman Reigns returns to confront Jay Uso. Remember, Jimmy was injured a couple of weeks ago thanks to his brother Solo Sikoa and the head of the table, Roman Reigns himself. And even though Jimmy's injured, it's still plausible that Jimmy could be blaming his brother Jay for what occurred a couple of weeks ago. And Kevin Nash seems to have a problem. Do I have amnesia, or does anybody else? And I say this with respect. I'm doing it a little sarcastically because I love Kevin Nash. I was a big NWO fan, and also a just huge Big Daddy Cool Diesel mark as well. And I love the podcast titled Click This, the Kevin Nash podcast with Sean Oliver, also a tremendous host. But to say LA Knight ripped off The Rock, I mean, it's possible. But is anything original, not just in wrestling, thus entertainment? I would argue. But if anybody can have a valid criticism, it would be Kevin Nash. He also stated, and this occurred on various episodes, I think back-to-back even, where the Hall of Famer, the former WWE champion Kevin Nash, stated that maybe if he bashed him, and if LA Knight is really that over with the audience, and I'm paraphrasing all of this, rewording it even, that maybe this will help him if fans are really angry with Kevin Nash's comments. And we'll share it with the companion piece in the article, try our best to get some of the quotes from Mr. Nash. I'm a big proponent of both these guys, so I've got nothing but mad love for Kevin Nash and LA Knight. And also, let's plug the Click This podcast. It's highly entertaining. And coming in at number 2, AEW becoming PG. Per Fightful Select, AEW released the list of moves that are banned or need clearance, per se. Spots and bumps on the ring apron and outside, table, ladder, chair spots in and out of the ring only allowed with padding. Any elevated spots outside of the barricades, dives, and ladder spots on stage, around the arena, and other places outside the ring. If you heard a notification, that's Tony Khan. That may be somebody from AEW, who knows, or somebody complaining. I'll add a little humor. It's going to happen. It's almost like I'm live here or something, but I'm not. And coming in at number 3, the Golden Elite / Pack returns. Don Callis announced that the 5th member for the Blackpool Combat Club is Pac. He returned, attacked Kenny Omega on this past week's edition of AEW Dynamite on TBS. He was revealed to be the 5th man, not the 3rd man, was Pac. Omega also informs Jon Moxley and all the BCC that Kota Ibushi is going to make his AEW Dynamite debut at Blood and Guts inside the TD Garden, emanating live from Boston, Massachusetts. So that is huge news. It's the Golden Elite taking on the BCC inside those steel cages and double rings at the Blood and Guts venue. Also, coming in at number 4, Hurt Business 2.0 loading. Grayson Waller calls out The Rock. The Judgment Day comes to NXT. That's a lot to unpack right there. Friday Night SmackDown featured the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins await this man in a limo. It's none other than the almighty Bobby Lashley steps out to meet them and asked, "You ready to go talk?" That was a quote. They all enter the limo and exit the arena. Backstage, what are those discussions about? Is the Hurt Business reforming? And the lineup, is what everybody's speculating, will consist of Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits, Omos, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and MVP. That's enough to get excited. I mean, I am just stoked for the potential of the Hurt Business reforming. Also, The Rock responded to Grayson Waller on Twitter. What? Waller addressed it on Friday Night SmackDown during an interview with Kathy Kelly. Everyone's talking about the Aussie, the braggadocious, arrogant new talent that came up fresh off NXT, which is Grayson Waller, who we're referring to. Even The Rock, the People's Champion, the guy that's dominating Hollywood, the most electrifying superstar not only in Tinseltown, but for WWE for such a long period of time. Are we going to get a match between Waller and The Rock? Or possibly The Rock's going to appear on a Grayson Waller effect segment? Why not? I mean, you can say what you want to about Grayson Waller. He's got segments with John Cena, Edge. He even had a match with the Rated R Superstar. And then a Hall of Famer along with future Hall of Famers. I mean, all three of those personalities, that is tremendous for a young talent like Grayson Waller. And Grayson Waller says The Rock needs the rub from him, not the other way around. I mean, strong words, but he's trying to back it up. And Judgment Day is going to rule all of WWE. That includes NXT. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams would challenge Damian Priest. Send your money in the bank. And Finn Balor to a tag team match. Judgment Day were successful alongside Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley were, of course, there. And last but not least, coming in at number 5, Impact News. Slammiversary surprises and returns. Impact Wrestling presented Slammiversary 2023 live from St. Clair, Windsor, Ontario, Canada, on Saturday night, July 15th, as we are recording the weekly report. Kenny King won the Digital Media Championship. Jake Something returned to compete in the Ultimate X Championship matchup. Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly became the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions after defeating the Coven, Tylin King, and Taylor Wilde. And Eric Young teams up with Scott D'Amore. It's Team Canada all over again. It's a reunion. They face Bully Ray and Cody Deaner and win. Team Canada attains victory. A1 gets involved. He's another wrestler associated not only with Canada, but I believe Impact Wrestling. Kushida wins the Ultimate X. Leo Rush is the new X Division champion. Leo Rush is the new X Division champion, triumphing over Chris Sabin, Subculture, Mark Andrews, and Flash Morgan Webster. You may know them from NXT UK. They are the new Impact World Tag Team Champions. Let me restate that. Trinity wins the Knockouts World title away from Diana Purrazzo. And the IWGP World Champion Sonata returns at Emergence on August 27th in Toronto for Impact Wrestling. Alex Shelley retains the Impact World title, defeating Nick Aldis. It was a great card, and there was so much going on. We didn't cover it all. These are just some brief highlights, but want to show love to all these promotions, whether it's WWE, AEW, Impact. Eventually, we'll get NWA, maybe some independent promotions. But it concludes another edition. I am Tyler Peters, your host. Thank you for joining us. Like, follow, and subscribe to WrestleBuddy.com. And until the next time, farewell. Stay safe out there. Goodbye.